Good morning, students, and welcome to week 2. Hopefully week 1 was good for everybody. So today I want to make a video showing you how to use KnightCite, which is my favorite resource for creating works cited page entries, and that you can copy and paste right into a Word document. I do have a sample works cited page up for you that you can kind of use as a template if you get it into Word. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. And okay, so I've already got KnightCite up here. So it has kind of a complicated website address, not that complicated, but if you just put in knightcite.com, it'll come right up. I've been doing that for years. All right, so I want to do a sample work so that I can show you how to use KnightCite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Carol Dweck essay that is in your textbook, and I'm going to cite it. All right, so if I were just doing the textbook as a whole book, I would keep it in basic book, but I'm not. I'm using a work that is within a book that has other works. So I'll be doing, I'll be doing it as though it were a work in an anthology. And since it has the author who wrote the essay, Carol Dweck, and then the author of your textbook, Allison Cooner, I'll use the author and editor. And before I click on this, I'm going to double check and make sure the citation style is MLA, and it is, so I'm good. All right, and here I go, author and editor. Now, I'm going to go into that in just a second, but before I do, I want to point something else out to you. So you might notice that there are online-only sources. Those would be websites that are only online. I cannot find them in print anywhere else. Now, if you get something out of one of our library databases, then that's probably from a periodical, right? And a periodical is something that comes out periodically after a period of time, right? So a newspaper may come out every day. It's daily, and it comes out after a certain period of time every single day, right? The day is that period of time. Sometimes a magazine might come out weekly or monthly. Journals typically come out quarterly, but all of those things come out periodically, all right? And that's why they are called periodicals. So if I were doing, let's say, a magazine or a journal or a newspaper article that I found, even if I find it online, let's say I find it in the New York Times, which you have a free subscription to through your library databases at OTC, then I would pick newspaper, and when I went into that, it would then ask me if it was found in print or online, and I would say online, and then it's going to ask me some extra stuff. But I'm not doing that right now. That's just information for later. I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to do the editor and the author. All right, so how many authors does this have? It's just got one. It's Carol S. Dweck. And the original title's work is Brainology, Transforming Students' Motivation to Learn. Okay, and then the editor for this is going to be Allison Cooner. And the title of this is and it is published by McGraw-Hill. And yeah, I always want to include the publishing city if I can. And it's almost always New York. So, whoops, yes. And in this case, it is published, this book was published in 2020. So I'm going to just go with the original work, because if somebody went to it here, they would then be able to see everything that I can see. I want to tell them exactly where I'm going. Sometimes the reason for this is that sometimes a work is published in one place and it's maybe slightly different than it is when it's published in another place. Maybe there's been an update or something like that, right? Yes, it does have pagination, and it is in pages 12 through 18 in my book. And it is a print source. So now I'm ready to submit it. And look at this, it's beautiful. All right, so I get this gorgeous in-text citation, and I can copy and paste it right into my Word document works cited page. Now I may have to adjust it a little bit, and Word may mess with it a little bit. Sometimes it does that. May get rid of the hanging indent, for example. It may be that the font is too small, and I might have to change that. So I may have to play with it a little in Word. But for right now, it looks really good. It's done, and I can move on and start a new citation. Okay. And let's say that I was then doing this book, which is your other textbook, The Best We Could Do. In this case, this is just a basic book. And I can go in and put this information in, very similar to the way I did with the other one, and add that also to my works cited page. And then this one would go first because Bui is a B, and Dweck is a D. So I wanted to make sure that I've got my my entries in alphabetical order by the first word, which is usually the author's last name. All right, for sure, if you have questions, come and see me in the Zoom room. I was not in there this morning, but I will be in there the rest of the week from 9:15 to 11. I'm going to pop out of here. And I'm going to remind you that your rough draft is due tomorrow, and then you'll submit it, and then you will need to take a look at the people in your workshop group, okay, and do a workshop and tell them what's going on with their papers. All right. Okay. Have a great day.